Emergency. Going to the hospital in a foreign country. Introduction. Imagine this. You are on your dream vacation. Maybe you are in Italy or Thailand or Japan. The sun is shining. The food is delicious. You are happy. But then you wake up in the middle of the night. Something is wrong. Your stomach hurts. Your head is spinning. You feel hot and cold at the same time. You try to drink water, but you can't. You realize the terrible truth. You need a doctor. Going to the hospital is scary even in your own country. But in a foreign country, it is terrifying. You don't know the system. You don't know the emergency number. Is it 911? 112? 999? And worst of all, you have to explain your pain in English. If you don't know the right words, the doctor cannot help you. Saying, "I feel bad," is not enough. You need to be specific. In this video, we are going to role-play a medical emergency. I will tell you the story of my own trip to a foreign hospital. We will go through every step, calling for help, checking in at the front desk, describing symptoms to the doctor, and dealing with insurance. By the end of this video, you will have a medical survival kit in your brain. You will learn words like nausea, insurance policy, IV drip, and prescription. Hopefully you will never need this vocabulary. But if you do, this video could save your life. Chapter 1. The Symptoms. My story starts in Bangkok, Thailand. I love Thai food. I ate everything. Spicy soup, street noodles, exotic fruit. But at 3 a.m., my body decided to reject something. I woke up with severe abdominal pain, stomach pain. I ran to the bathroom. I threw up, vomited. I thought, okay, it's just food poisoning. It will pass. But it didn't pass. 2 hours later, I had a high fever. My body was shaking. I felt dizzy. Dizzy when you feel like the room is spinning and you might fall down. I tried to stand up, but my legs were weak. I was dehydrated. Dehydrated. When your body loses too much water. This is very dangerous. At 6 a.m., I made the decision. I could not treat this myself. I needed a hospital. Vocabulary check. Symptoms. The physical feelings that show you are sick. Pain, fever, cough. Nausea, the feeling that you want to vomit. Fever, high body temperature, usually over 37.5 degrees Celsius or 99.5 degrees Fahrenheit. I went to the hotel reception. I looked like a zombie. Me. Please, I need a doctor. Where is the nearest hospital? Chapter 2. The Transport. Ambulance or taxi. In some countries, you call an ambulance. In the USA, you call 911. In Europe, it's usually 112. But be careful. In some countries, like the USA, an ambulance is extremely expensive. It can cost $1,000 just for the ride. Since I could walk, barely, I took a taxi. I told the driver, "Emergency, hospital. Please hurry." We arrived at the ER. ER equals emergency room, USA. A and E equals accident and emergency UK. This is the part of the hospital that is open 24 hours a day for urgent problems. I walked through the automatic doors. It smelled like antiseptic and coffee. There were people everywhere. A baby crying. A man with a broken arm. I felt panic rising in my chest. This feeling of panic in a new place is familiar to travelers. I felt the same way when I missed my flight in my other story. The mistake that cost me my flight. But in a hospital, the stakes are much higher. Chapter 3. The Front Desk. Paperwork first. Before you see a doctor, you must see the receptionist. In many countries, they will not treat you until they know who you are and how you will pay. Receptionist. Passport and insurance, please. Vocabulary lesson. Insurance. Health insurance. You should always buy travel insurance before a trip. Policy number. The specific ID number on your insurance document. Out of pocket. This means you pay with your own cash now, and the insurance company pays you back later. I gave her my passport. My hands were shaking. Me. Here is my insurance card. Receptionist. Okay, please fill out these forms. She gave me 3 pages of paper. Fill out forms? Now? I feel like I am dying. I thought. But I had no choice. The form asked, name, date of birth, allergies, are you allergic to penicillin, nuts, latex, current medication, are you taking any pills right now, next of kin, who should we call if you die, usually a family member. It is very hard to write when you are dizzy. Tip. Keep a photo of your insurance policy and your passport on your phone. It saves time. Chapter 4. Triage. The waiting game. After the paperwork, a nurse called my name. She took me to a small room for triage. Vocabulary check. Triage. Triage is the process of sorting patients. If you have a heart attack, you go first. Priority 1. If you have a broken finger, you wait. Priority 3. If you have a stomach ache, you wait. The nurse checked my vitals. Vital signs. 1. Blood pressure. She wrapped a cuff around my arm. 2. Temperature. She put a thermometer in my ear. 3. Pulse. Heart rate. She put a clip on my finger. Nurse. Your heart rate is very fast, and you have a fever of 39 degrees. You are very dehydrated. The doctor will see you soon. Soon, in a hospital, can mean 10 minutes or 4 hours. I sat in the waiting room. I tried to distract myself. I tried to remember English medical words. I was stressed. And we know that stress destroys language skills. I talked about this in the job interview nightmare. Stress makes your brain freeze, but in a hospital you must speak. Finally, after 40 minutes, the doctor called me. Chapter 5. Talking to the doctor. Describing pain. This is the most critical moment. The doctor asked the golden question. Doctor. So, what seems to be the problem? You cannot just say, "It hurts." You need to describe the type of pain. English has specific adjectives for pain. Pain. Vocabulary. 1. Sharp pain. It feels like a knife. Sudden and intense. 2. Dull ache. It is not sharp, but it is always there. A heavy feeling. 3. Throbbing. It goes bum 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 like a heartbeat, usually for headaches or infected fingers. 4. Cramps, when your muscles squeeze tight. Common with stomach problems. Me. I have severe cramps in my stomach. It comes in waves, and I feel very nauseous. Doctor. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is the pain? Me. About an 8. Doctor. Is the pain radiating? Does it move to your back or chest? Me. No, it stays in the stomach. Doctor. Do you have any other symptoms? Me. Yes, chills, feeling cold, and dizziness. The doctor nodded. He pressed on my stomach. Doctor. Does it hurt when I press here? Me. Ouch, yes. Notice how important pronunciation is here. If I said chest instead of stomach, he might think I have a heart problem. If you struggle with clear pronunciation, this is a life or death reason to practice. Check out my video, How to Train Your Mouth to Talk, to make sure people understand you in emergencies. Chapter 6. The Treatment, Diagnosis and Procedure. The doctor finished the exam. Doctor. Okay, good news. It is not appendicitis. It is severe food poisoning, gastroenteritis. But you are dangerously dehydrated. The solution. Doctor. We need to put you on an IV drip. Vocabulary check. IV drip. IV stands for intravenous, inside the vein. It is a bag of liquid medicine and water connected to a tube. The needle goes into your arm. I hate needles. Me. Is it necessary? Doctor. Yes. You cannot drink water because you are vomiting. We need to put fluids directly into your blood. The nurse came. Nurse. Small scratch. This is what they say before they stick the needle in. She inserted the needle. She taped it to my arm. I watched the clear liquid drip, drip, drip into the tube. It felt cold entering my arm. But after 20 minutes, something magical happened. My headache disappeared. The dizziness stopped. I felt life coming back to my body. The doctor gave me an injection, a shot, for the nausea. I fell asleep for 2 hours. It was the best sleep of my life. Chapter 7. Discharge and Pharmacy, Leaving the Hospital. I woke up. The doctor came back. Doctor, you look much better. The color is back in your face. You are ready to be discharged. To discharge. To officially allow a patient to leave the hospital. He gave me a piece of paper. Doctor, here is your prescription. Vocabulary check. Prescription. This is a note from the doctor that allows you to buy strong medicine at the pharmacy. You cannot buy antibiotics without this paper. I went to the hospital pharmacy. The pharmacist gave me 3 boxes of pills. Now listen carefully. You must understand the dosage. Dosage, how many pills to take and when. Pharmacist. Take 2 of these antibiotics 3 times a day after food, and take these painkillers only if you need them. Me. Are there any side effects? Side effects. Bad reactions, like getting sleepy or getting a rash. Pharmacist. These might make you drowsy, sleepy. Do not drive. I tried to remember all the instructions. It was a lot of information. Memory is tricky when you are tired. If you often forget instructions, you might find my video How to Remember Everything useful. I used the linking technique to remember the pill schedule. I paid the bill. It was $400. Thank God for insurance. I took a taxi back to the hotel. Chapter 8. Recovery. I spent the next 2 days in bed. I ate only plain rice and toast. But I was alive, and I was safe. Going to a hospital in a foreign country was scary, but it wasn't impossible. Because I knew the vocabulary, I was able to 1. Explain my problem clearly. 2. Understand the doctor's questions. 3. Follow the instructions for the medicine. Imagine if I didn't speak English. Imagine trying to explain stomach cramps using only hand gestures. The doctor might have thought I was dancing. Chapter 9. Summary of Medical Vocabulary. Let's review your survival kit. Repeat these after me. The people and places. ER, A&E, emergency room. GP, general practitioner. A normal doctor for non-emergencies. Pharmacist, the person who sells medicine. The problems. Symptoms, signs of illness. Nausea, wanting to vomit. Dizzy, spinning head. Food poisoning. Bad food reaction. The solutions. Prescription, the paper for medicine. Painkiller, medicine to stop pain. IV drip, fluids through a needle. Dosage, how many pills to take. Conclusion. I hope you have amazing travels. I hope you eat delicious food. And I hope you never have to see the inside of a foreign hospital. But if you do, don't panic. Take a deep breath. Use the words you learned today. Doctors are there to help you, but you need to help them by communicating clearly. If this video made you feel more prepared for your next trip, please hit the like button. It helps the channel stay healthy. If you missed my story about my other travel disaster, check out The Mistake That Cost Me My Flight. Apparently, I have bad luck when I travel. And to make sure you never forget these medical words, watch How to Remember Everything. Stay safe, drink water, and wash your hands. See you in the next video.